Hello, and welcome to this week's reading for all signs. We're going to go in the elements again, so fire, water, earth, and air. And as everybody is fully aware, we are in Gemini season. So being in Gemini season is also the time where we want to have more fun, we want to feel more relaxed, we want to spread our wings. But bear in mind, please, there is a retrograde coming up in Gemini's season, and obviously Gemini's ruling planet is Mercury. Every time a retrograde happens, we are all fully aware. Do not sign those contracts. If you do need to sign a contract, make sure you read the fine print. And it's also usually a time of when people who have exited our lives, exes, ex-friends, etc., like to make an appearance and a return. What I want to say, especially being in Gemini season, do not think the grass is greener. So if it's something that you potentially never would have considered before, if you allow yourself to go back, especially with the exes that you know you've released for good reasons, you will potentially regret it down the line. The grass is not greener. Okay, so we will start with the fire signs: Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. What do you need to know for the week ahead coming up? We'll do these cards. We'll pull your tarot cards, and we'll pull a love card as well. Here we go. Okay. So fire signs, over the next week, a big theme for you guys is going to be forgiveness. All right? Not just forgiveness of others, but also forgiveness of yourself. I acknowledge that harboring resentment blocks the flow of love. So over this week, you may potentially even be tested on how far you have taken your forgiveness. And I think that comes also in line with trust for my fire signs, because my fire signs don't like to trust people very easily once they've been burnt. Initially, they'll give you all the trust in the world, but once bitten, twice shy is the saying. So I want to say for your fire signs, especially Aries, there may be something that makes you feel exhausted over the next week mentally, and your solution to it will be forgiveness. All right. Leos, I don't know if the colour yellow means something to you, or lemons, but I'm getting that for you too. Saggies, please don't be stubborn when it comes to forget. It's you guys that are going to be stubborn on it. All right. You've got the Star card, Aquarius energy, the Strength card, Leo energy, and the Three of Cups. So potentially there could be something coming up over this next week that you've been wishing for. You've really been manifesting. I think I said in your last reading, you've probably been working hard for. Over this next week, you're going to need your strength and your power and your belief within yourself. Leo energy, pulling from the heart, driving from the thought process, but initially moving from a place of the heart. And it could definitely come down to Three of Cups, your friendship groups. And I don't know if this is where the forgiveness might come in, or like I said, being in the retrograde, somebody returning and you feel like you need to forgive. All right, but it's definitely a theme over the next week for my fire signs. We'll pull you a love card, and then we will move on to water. So what did I just say? Free yourself. My fire signs, it's time to take back control of your life. Stop putting other people's needs before yourself. Stop settling. Stop settling. And if somebody is making a reappearance, or you're dealing with somebody and they have someone that's making a reappearance, don't doubt the amazing person that you are and the beliefs that you have for yourself, that you feel like you're taking 10 steps backwards. Free yourself. It's now time. Okay? Moving on to water signs. What do my water signs need to know this week? Cancerians, Pisces, Scorpios. Oh, discipline. Discipline. How disciplined are you on your boundaries? But more than anything, are you allowing yourself to communicate your needs? Or are you just going with the flow of things, knowing full well that you need to discipline yourself a little bit further over this week? I can accomplish what I set my mind to. Don't be letting those old energies back in, I want to say for you guys. All right. But especially when it comes down to your work placements and how you're spreading your time, make sure that you're balancing yourself right. All right. So, water signs. I can see you need to journal or diary or even return to therapy. Your thoughts. Look. 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands. There's a lot that's being carried by you guys. 7 of Wands. So the 10 of Wands, it means you're just carrying a lot on your shoulders. There's a lot on your plate. There's a lot of things that you need to do. There's a lot of things that need to get done. All right. And with the 10 of Swords, you're literally getting yourself to a place of where it's like, I just don't know if I can do all of this. It's just a little bit too much. And it's actually driving me a little bit mad. But I want to say, if you discipline yourself, you put yourself in order. I'm seeing a diary. So if you organize yourselves properly, my water signs, you've got the 7 of Wands, making that plan. I'm not going to say to you that it's all going to be great and everything's going to work out fine, but it's going to bring you a lot more peace. You're going to be like, okay, one step at a time. That's what I feel for you guys. One step at a time. All right. Moving on to Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Hair signs. Woo, cards are flying. And Gemini, this is your time. So please, enjoy it. Happy birthday, if your birthday's coming up. So Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. What do you need to know briefly for the week? I want to say, you know, I say the good and the bad. I want to say, don't get too big for your boots. Don't get too big for your boots. What card just popped out? Service. Here we go. You need to be, especially with the communication as well, but also the doing and the action. Service. I feel good when I help others. So I think at this point over the next week, there's probably going to be times that you need to act in service of being selfless and put other people before yourself. And that's okay as long as you got your boundaries in place. But sometimes we do need to be selfless for the universe to see that we are acting accordingly, that we are giving back as well as receiving. All right. And I definitely think, especially for the Libras over the next week, there might be somebody who's going to ask you for some help. Virgos, please don't be selfish. Don't be selfish, because you know you like to help people more than ever. But I think over a period of time, you might have felt like, I'm tired of giving myself out. But your good deeds will be returned. Your good karma will return back to you. You might even want to do some charity work or some voluntary work. But it will help you progress further. Okay, you've got the Will. Aquarius is changing your patterns. 6 of Wands, victory. That's what I'm saying. Thank you. 7 of Pentacles. So I want to say to you guys, the more you change your patterns and change your cycles, but in order to help others as well, the more you plant, you will see that things do come into bloom in your favor, although you're acting from a place for others. And then 6 of Wands, it's victory all round. You feel like you want to celebrate. Geminis, celebration time. You might even want to be inviting people that you don't usually invite around to your birthday. Networking further, I want to say. Aquarius is networking further. But definitely changing your patterns to give back, to receive again, if that makes sense. And last but never least, Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. I'm just going to do the love cards quick. My love cards for my Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Woo! So you've got the playfulness card. So to recapture romance, allow your inner youthful spirit of fun to shine. But there's an engagement card here as well. So you might be hearing of an engagement, or someone could potentially be proposing to you at this time. If you're not at that stage, you're being asked just to enjoy it. Have a good time. Let it flow. Okay? Virgos, Taurus, Capricorn. Did I say Virgo already? I feel like if I said Virgo in the last, for the air signs, it means there was a message in there for them. I don't know. You got the love cards, my honey. Love cards. I commit to the practice of seeing the good in all things. Alright, so at this point, flow with love, accept love, appreciate love, move with love, give love. And if you need an answer to something, let it come from a place of love. Capricorns, especially in your friendship groups, Capricorns. Because of not everybody's going to understand you guys. People just think sometimes you're potentially just very stubborn and unable to even receive information. You think you know it all. They think you've got big egos. But at this time, show that you're more than an ego. You've got a place of love. You've got a place of understanding, which means you need to be open to hearing. Okay? Taurus. So, earth signs. What do you need to... I'm going to watch this back and be like, what did I say? So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, but I'm sure I might have said Virgo in the last bit. I'm sorry. If I did, that message was for the Virgos as well. So Virgos, Capricorn, and Taurus. You've got the will as well. Changing of patterns. Changing the way you do things. Stop being stubborn. Open up over this next week, because yeah, see, there's something that's heavy on your mind. Five of Swords. There's something that's really playing on your mind. This could do with anybody that you regard from a place of love. So family, friendships, even partner. But I want to say the solution to it over the next week is changing your patterns, because it will release the mind as well. Because at this moment in time, you're just thinking, they're getting on my nerves. And you might even potentially like be going to talk back to your ex to get a bit of advice. Why? I don't know. But you've got the Page of Swords. The more you study in this relationship, this connection, people's patterns and their behaviours, but you also come from a place of love, you're going to be more at peace dealing with it, rather than feeling like this is an absolute headache. Everyone's going to be feeling absolute headaches over the next week. We are going into a retrograde. I cannot express it enough. Okay, things are going to feel like there's conflict going on there, or you might even just be doubting yourself, doubting your capabilities, everything that you've worked hard for. Out of nowhere, it feels like it's going wrong. It's not. All right, it's just what's happening in the planets, and it's the shift. But the shift of transformation always means that we work at it. When we come out the other side, the light is at the end of the tunnel. Okay, so let's pull your love card. The sun only shines on the righteous. Whoop. But let's make sure we have a good week ahead, okay? Okay, you guys, if it is a case of there's somebody that you've been feeling or dealing with of recent, you've got, this could be the one, but it is safe for you to love. And remember, you got the love card. So I don't know if you're feeling like a bit of a precaution, like I just want to hold back in this, but I'm saying to you to flow with it. Just go with it. Not if it's somebody that you have dealt with before that you know it doesn't work out because your energies don't match. That's the retrograde testing you. But somebody that has been going for a little while and it's like, oh, I just don't know if I can give myself again. Now is the time that you actually can. Okay? And I'll give an overall message for all the signs this week. What are we all feeling as human beings? Because there is a lot coming up. There's eclipses coming up. There's obviously the retrograde coming up. There's something going on with Jupiter coming up as well. But I'll do a full reading on those things anyway. This is just a quick start for the week ahead. So for all signs, this week, clarity of mind. And I think that's kind of what's been the message spread across anyway. If it messes with your peace, if it disturbs your peace, it takes from your clarity of mind. If it gives to your peace, if you believe in yourself, if you know your worth, if you know the love that you can give within, that sometimes you probably give too much out, it will give you this week clarity of mind. Let's clear all of those blockages this week, okay? This is the week we need to clear it all. Put ourselves first, then give back to others, but just come from a place of peace. All right? That's our reading for the week ahead. We done it nice and quick again. Thank you for everyone that's been booking in. We are booked up for the next nearly 2 to 3 weeks. But if you do want to book in, just jump over to Instagram, the Burmese Priestess. You can catch me there. And love and light. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.